And we are live. Hello, everyone. Hello to all of our YouTube friends and extended family. Welcome to another Inhumanoids Live. I'm your host, Barton Nunnelly. As always, my co-host, my lovely wife, Latisha.
Hi, everybody. Hey.
How you guys doing tonight? Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
Spending a little time with us. This is our favorite time on YouTube. It's the open mic night where we actually get to talk to you guys without getting without any complaints.
You know that?
Right. So, yes, we're going to have a good time tonight. We've had a really interesting week since the last we spoke to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And hello to everybody in the chat, especially our Wolf brothers and sisters that show up every week to support us. We've had a lot going on, honey. Before we get into all that, would you like to read the prayer list? Prayer list keeps growing.
It's growing and growing.
If you don't need to be on the prayer list anymore, please contact us to tell us to remove your name. If not, we'll keep praying for you over and over again.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Got a team tight, okay? It's important that we pray, but I want to get through this. So we're praying for Jatesh, Sherry Griffey and her cousin Lois, Mark Staten, Sam Barton, Cowboy 4572's wife Cindy, Scott's Life's daughter Megan, K.C. Murphy, Trey Hood, Terry Allen and his wife Caroline, Christy Leslie, Greg House, Mark D, Miss C.D. Squatcher, Mindy Masters, David Hughes' mom and dad, Jackie Hall's sister-in-law Julie, Kevin Smith, which is my brother, Destin Jones, my son, Brother Heck, Lloyd Davis's sisters Louise and Jerry, Werewolf, Truth Walker, Brenda Ward, Scott Hanna, Snuffy Dyer, Brenda Ward, hang on, just this, Prospecting USA, Puck Elf, Melanie Blanton, Mark Green's Uncle Larry and Cousin Frank, Henry White's son, Patty Crafton's 15-month-old grandson Walker and his parents, Eve Marie Cosina, Thomas Markham and his mom, Angie Napier and her family, Two Roads LLC's father-in-law, Linda Bogger's husband Russell. Amy Long is needing prayers. Her son passed away 9 months ago and she's still grieving pretty bad, so she's asking for some prayers. So she's a really good friend of ours, and we've actually interviewed her on the show.
Yes, we have. Her and her husband John are really good friends, and we need to go back and visit them.
She told us last week in Walmart's parking lot, she stopped and she said, "Hey, we got a monster out back, so we need to get out there."
Again.
We'll be getting out there just pretty soon here, Amy.
Yes.
Carla White says prayers for Rebecca. Rhonda Howard is pray for her daughters Jessica and Kayla and her nephew Matt. Daryl Mitchell, Duffy Adams, prayers to all. David Beasley's wife, Tina and her family. That's Barton's daughter. John Burton, Miss Flynn, Linda Wood. Michael Couch and his wife are going through financial difficulties. Jeffro, the farmer family in Clarksville, Tennessee, and his dad, James Boyles. His condition's getting worse, so extra prayers. Okay.
Werewolf says, it's always good to have you praying for my health, but my eye is a completely healed 20/20 vision.
All right.
All right, brother.
Yay.
Oh, nice. Praise the good Lord for that.
Absolutely. So we're going to leave you on the list anyway. Mark Nix, prayers for his daughter, unless you want me to take you off. But anyway. Barry Robinson and his wife, his mom, uncle, and friends of the family. Got Mindy Masters. Gene Hudson's brother, Dolores Edwards' granddaughter. Celeste is still recovering from spinal surgery. Haven't heard anything from them. So if somebody, Dolores, if you can contact us somehow and let us know how Celeste is doing.
Yes, please.
Sure would like to know how she's getting along. Barry Lacking for healing. Rosie McCoy's mother. That's Daryl Denton's fiance. And if I'm telling it right, I think they put her in hospice at home now.
Yes.
So please pray for Daryl Denton's fiance's wife's mother. Wendy Crooks, Flat Rock Wood Booger's wife. Catherine and Roger Gay. Debbie Porch grandson Nate. Lisa McKenna's brother Rick Galbraith has sepsis. Let us know how he's doing if you would, Lisa, please. Truthy Ruthie and her family from the death of a family member a couple weeks ago. Still need prayers. Jennifer Riley's grandson Maverick that had the stroke at birth, and he's having some heart issues and feeding issues. Hopefully he's doing a little better. I think Sherry said he was maybe doing a little better last week.
Hope so.
Patrick Moore has medical issues. Shell Keough Dion and her son Bryce. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I heard or seen somewhere today that her nephew passed away. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry, but I think pretty sure that's what I heard today. Melissa Panay's friend at work lost her dad in a car wreck, and another friend of hers is battling stomach cancer. Jay Rice's brother, Travis Bowling's mother, Joseph Mangio. That's how I'm going to say it, till I learn different. Crystal Angel's grandson, Dion, is still in a coma. As far as we know, we have not heard anything from that. So please let us know if anybody knows anything about Dion.
Crystal, let us know, please.
Heidi Hess Blouser, her dad passed away, so prayers for that family. Hunter Green, his wife is suffering from cancer, so they both need prayers. William Bay's nephew has brain cancer, and nephew that was injured in a fall a couple weeks ago. Sydney Springfield Croft and family. Shelley Golorino, Terry Martin Groves, Roger Gay's mom, and Arredondo. I don't think I got that right again, but I'm trying. Billy Schilling, Gary Spikes for health and faith, but also Gary needs prayers just for himself. So
yes, please
pray for Brother Gary.
Such a good person.
Nadine Bush Smith for her back and knees. Laura Sanders for healing on her back. Angie Napier and her loved ones. Jimmy Blanton. Patty Garrison and her brother Jim, who's facing open heart surgery. William Bays, once again, his wife has stage 2 kidney failure. Leonard Waddle asked for prayers for the world. Jim Powell undergoing spiritual warfare, as is a lot of us here lately.
Right.
Barry Lackey, Anna Jones, and Kevin Jones. Jonestead Farms 1 and 2. Jeff Boyles and his dad. Hawk says, say a prayer for the drama to end and that people stop believing the lies from TX.
You know where. Amen to that, brother.
Amen. Martin Groves, Dane Ortega, Anthony Silsky, Tristan Myers. Our grandson Parker had tubes and his adenoids removed last week. He's doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. Stephen Wing having surgery well, that was last week. So haven't heard from Stephen, but hope that his collapsed lung is doing okay.
Hope that he's okay.
Somebody let us know if you would. Rhonda Howard's grandson Jace has pneumonia. Patricia Harrington and her friend Carrie Ann O'Mara, loss of her mother. Roger Williams, Pam Campos' son Clayton was in a golf cart accident. He's having surgery. Patty Garrison has a CAT scan tomorrow. She needs some prayers, y'all. Frank Compton was in an accident and has a neck brace. Angie Higgins has a doctor's appointment, so she's needing some prayers. She's a little bit worried about it. And also her friend Mary, who just lost her husband of 54 years. Can't even imagine.
No, I can't imagine that.
Yeah. Mark and Becca Green could use some prayers. Lisa Odom Ward, continue prayers for her best friend Mary. Rosie, I've already said that one. Gina Cooks' dad, his sister passed. Her name was Sissy. Oh. That's what they called her, Sissy. So that kind of hits home. And continue prayers for Gina's dad and Uncle Delbert Howard. Gina's dad, Howard, and Uncle Delbert. Also, I want to say congratulations to Andrew Tate. You know what you did, and I'm very proud of you, and congratulations. And I know you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'll
have no clue.
So, congratulations, Andrew.
Congratulations, Andrew. And we also want to thank our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for allowing us to come here and spend some time with you guys for one more week. And
I got more.
You have more?
Okay. Sorry, baby.
It's okay. That's all right.
Okay, so we have some September birthdays. I don't have a lot this time, but happy birthday, Catherine Gay.
Happy birthday, sister.
Yesterday. We're so happy to have called you at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and sang you happy birthday. It's so good to hear from you since I did that, because I was kind of afraid that I might have, I don't know, didn't do so well. I don't think.
Sang off key?
Might have sang off key
How
a little
dare
bit.
you? I'm
Say
sure
happy
she didn't
birthday,
mind that.
Catherine.
Happy
We
birthday,
love you.
sister. We do. We love you so much.
Happy birthday to Rowan. Happy birthday to Sharon. Happy birthday to Rye Voss, Mickey G. Happy birthday to little brother Jatesh. And happy birthday to Stu Glenn. And that's all I have.
Happy
as
birthday,
far as
everybody.
birthdays.
Wow.
So
That was very nice. So let's see, we have a couple more things here.
Yep.
If you have any roofing needs, please call this man right here, Larry Fisher and Sons. He'll take good care of you. Does great work. Haven't had any bad reviews on his work. And also, if you're looking for something to read, a very good book to read, Alone in the West by our wolf brother, Roger Gay. Very good book. Extremely well written.
and I'm pretty sure it went to what they call that ebook, electronic book.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's
Ebook.
on ebook now. Catherine, you can kind of help me out on that one, but I'm pretty sure it is. I got a couple of thank yous real quick. So guys, I don't even know where to start. First of all, I never thought I would be like saying her name, but we need to make a huge, huge thank you to Miss Truthy Ruthie.
Yes, Sister Truthy Ruthie.
Truthy Ruthie. She really came through for us. She knew we was struggling with computers issues. We're having some pretty bad ones. So
Yes.
behind us sits her donation to our channel. It's a brand new,
Get out of the way here.
I don't know the name of it, Aegis what, gaming desktop. And
Right.
she also purchased the 31.5-inch curved screen that goes along with the computer. So we will be able to bring the content faster and better. And I cannot thank her enough. We should just,
I love you so much, sister. So what?
Lord.
Yes,
Lord.
me too. And what happened was our phones and all our devices got hacked. We're going through some drama with some people, but
Yes.
the desktop where I did all my work and my videos would not let me into my YouTube channel. It disappeared completely. I was unable to access the channel, so we could only do lives from this laptop, and I had to
Ooh, it was so hard.
download any video that I did onto an external hard drive and then upload it into this laptop here, and which is very, very hard. And now she solved that problem. Thank you so much, Truthy Ruthie, and
Can't say enough.
can't thank you enough. It's like every stumbling block that's been put in our path, the good Lord is wiping away through our extremely generous friends and extended YouTube family. Thank you guys so much. Without you, we wouldn't be here. And it took me 2 days at least to do a 1-hour video. So she has taken care of that. So every video that we make from now on, you can thank Miss Truthy Ruthie for that. And thank you, Kevin.
We also have a couple more things Truthy
Yeah.
sent us,
Thank
which
you,
is
Hawk.
awesome. She sent us this map in black. Baby, you're going to have to read
Wow.
that because I
Okay,
can't
so map in
remember.
black, it's the mysterious map of North America. You guys can see that.
And explain to them what's in there.
This unfolds into a huge poster.
Oh, you can't unfold
I can't unfold it all. I'll let you
It's
guys see it. But it unfolds into a huge wall-sized poster with every state in America on this map with the monsters that are known for that state. Very, very, very nice. Can't wait to hang it up. I don't know where we're going to hang it up, but maybe we should just leave
I
it
think
here
we're
and
going to use it maybe
use
as
it
a
for-
backdrop.
well, maybe we should just use it for reference when we go places.
Okay.
Just check it out.
You can do whatever you would like.
And she also sent this here.
Yes, I'm trying to catch up on
So a new
messages, guys.
pencil set, graphite pencils for when I do my eyewitness sketches. Thank you so much, sister. You don't know how much you're appreciated. I hope you do. But
Thank you,
every now and
Timothy.
then, yes, thanks, Tim. We appreciate you, brother. Every now and then we meet angels dressed in human skin, and we've met several of them since this channel began. I just want you to know how much we love you guys and appreciate your support.
Absolutely.
It's been a wild ride. This platform is very hostile sometimes.
Thank you, Hawk.
Thank you, Brother Hawk. Lots of ups and downs. It's a lot of work, but you guys make it all worthwhile.
Absolutely.
This second job that I have, the first job is hard, but this one is I think it's a little bit harder.
We have a prayer request for Mark Staten. I had him on my list, but for healing of optic nerve and eyesight to return. Absolutely. So, guys, it's a special prayer request right there. Y'all would please say a prayer for Brother Mark.
Please do. Hello, South Force 10, my brother, Chris Phoenix. Martin Groves, hope you're doing well tonight, brother.
Thank you, Kevin.
James Fedke, Catherine, Sister Catherine, Crystal, Holly, Werewolf, Miranda. Jatesh, how you doing, brother?
Hey, little brother.
Oh, good to see you in here.
Good to see you.
Sam, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Sam.
I hope you're doing well. You let us know how you're doing, brother.
I'm so far behind, I'll never catch up.
Jimmy Blanton, how are you? It was good to have you on the show the other night. You did really good, and I will be coming to Brother Jimmy's show soon to return the favor. So, Fisher Spam, how you doing, brother? Thank you for your donation. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while since we've spoken on the phone. Did you put Roger Williams on the prayer list? Okay. I tried to call Brother Roger, but he didn't answer. He's looking at a hip replacement, I think, and that's going to be very, very, very tough on him. He's a very good guy. 007, Brother William, how you doing tonight?
Hey, South Force.
Good to see you. Crystal McGee.
Ruthie.
Oh, my goodness.
Love you.
Roger Gay.
Hey, DJ.
Sister Anna.
Sister Sherry. Appalachian Tales of Terror. Holly.
Brother Kevin Murphy, how you doing tonight, brother? How's D?
Rob, Martin. I'm just trying to get everybody. Truth Walker.
Tyler, thank you for being here. We really appreciate you, and you know why.
Appalachian. We say that one. Home is where the heart is. Hello, chat. Hello. Home is where the heart is. I don't think I've seen you here before.
Welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome home. You say that.
Roger. Hey, Roger. How are you doing? Jimmy reminds me of Ben a little bit. Yep.
Mag 13. Roger's land between the legs. Yeshua rules. Yes, he does. He surely does.
Fisher Spam.
All through him that we keep going. And it's all, every day's a gift from God. And we appreciate every day. Did you get Truth Walker?
I did.
I hope you did. Hope you didn't forget her.
I hope I didn't forget her.
Such a wonderful person she is.
Truth Walker, hi. I hope I didn't forget you. Love you.
Kathy Grant, add to the prayer list. Those affected by today's school shootings in Georgia.
Oh, I didn't know about those. Michelle Nichols, I didn't have no idea about the school shootings. I'm sorry. I try not to watch TV anymore. It's just gotten too horrible.
And fake Paradox Fossils. Like much of YouTube, the news is fake.
Watching Grandmama.
Right.
Jerry Faust.
I'm Leighton.
Jason Turner. Hello, everybody. Wow,
Chris Clough. Got a lot of new members tonight. Whoever donated those memberships, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hope nobody gets in trouble for being over here.
Stop.
You know.
Be nice. We're not. Werewolf. Hey, Werewolf. How are you? Truth Walker, hope you can be seeing us soon.
Yes.
We'll say about
real
that.
Soon. Thank you guys for all your donations and everything. Now, we had a really interesting
I got to get that out.
Week since we talked to you last. We had a Spotsville monster sighting just last Thursday, the 23rd. It was broad daylight. And would you like to read that for everyone, hon?
So,
Don't fear the Reaper. Hello.
She says, I apologize. I'm just getting around to sending this to you. Here goes. On August 22nd, 2024, at approximately 2:10 p.m., I spotted a Bigfoot-type figure out of my peripheral vision, left side. This happened traveling down Hatchet Mill Road towards Spotsville from the Zion area. Location approximately just past a certain road. I'm not going to name the road. I don't want to do that.
We don't care about that.
We may later. But anyway,
I've already put a map on the video.
Just past a certain road to the left-hand side. The area was located close to this road and before the houses on the same left-hand side. My rate of speed was approximately 35 miles per hour. The creature appeared to be around 7 to 8 feet and light brownish hair that covered the body. It was not fully standing erected, but hunkered over a little. Did not seem to be hiding, but didn't want to engage either. I encounter all types of animals traveling down many country roads. It was something I had never seen before, ever. I have only shared this information with Latisha and Bart because people are buttholes. and they are and they are the only two people at this time I fully trust. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, thank you for
I have
sending that
not
in.
told my husband what I saw that day because I am concerned he will not take me seriously. I pray I never see any more of these creatures. For your information, a home on the corner of blank and blank road has a large metal Bigfoot in the yard. What are the odds? Question mark. So now you can take over the story from there.
Okay, so Truth Walker says her boss is approved.
For what?
Her
Oh,
boss is
thank you.
approved.
Oh,
That's
good.
very nice.
Yay. All right.
Glad to hear that. Hello, Sheldon. Julie.
Julie, hi.
Oh my goodness, so many good people in here right now.
That's why the Spotsville monster with Bigfoot is back. You are right.
You're right. It's actually never left. And Catherine Gay says, Spotsville, no thanks. Come on, sister.
Come on, Catherine. You would
love it
come
here.
to Spotsville. We're only 3 minutes away, baby.
Hello, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Good to see you back here again. Thank you, Brother Hawk.
Thank you.
So Kathy says, let me find again. Question. Do you think it's the same Spotsville creature that your family had trouble with or a different one? I'm wondering what the lifespan is for these creatures. Well, definitely there's more than one, Kathy. Now, the one that this lady's seen in broad daylight was, let's say, a light tan,
a light brown,
light brownish color. Excuse me. She also told us that it wasn't far away from a house that had a large Bigfoot cutout in the front yard. So Latisha and I get in the truck and we go down there to explore the area, and we're coming back. We passed that house, and I said, I wonder if anybody's ever stopped in and asked these people why they have this in their front yard.
Mm-hmm.
And Latisha's like, well, I don't think so. I wouldn't do it. I said, well, I'm going to do it. She said, no, you're not. You're not going to stop and ask these people about that. I said, you watch me. So I told him.
Actually, what I said was he has a Bigfoot sticker all over his truck. Bigfoot stickers on his truck. And he had a Sasquatch. And he had a Sasquatch sign on his garage door. So
we were pretty sure that he believed in
yes.
Bigfoot, but I needed to know what the story was and if he had seen one or not. And I went up and knocked on the door, and the little old lady answered, and she said,
prayers, Chris.
Yeah, what's wrong with Chris?
He just needs some prayers. That's all. I just want to throw that out there real
quick. Prayers for you, brother. I said, I'm sorry to disturb you, ma'am. I'm a local writer and researcher, and I research the subject of the thing that's the cutout that's in your front yard, and I just wanted to know what's the story behind that. Have you guys? I guess you believe in Bigfoot, but have you guys seen it? Because there was just a sighting a couple of days ago, not an eighth of a mile away from your house. And she said, yes, my husband has seen it. He swears up and down he's seen it by the river one day a few years back. And I said, well, do you think it's something he would like to share with me? And she said, well, leave your name and number. I'm sure he'll talk to you. You don't have very many people that believes him about all this. And so I left my name and number, and sure enough, he called me back. And what resulted from that was the video drop that we did. I think it was Sunday. The Spotsville Monster is alive and well.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great fella, really, really sincere and believable. And he had a great story. He saw this Bigfoot also in broad daylight. Now this one he saw was black. The ones that we saw in 1975, Kathy, was dark color, really dark brown, almost black. So we have different creatures living here. There is a population of Bigfoot in Henderson County, Kentucky. Of that, I'm 100% certain. And they live here year round. They're not migratory. What their lifespan is, if I'm correct, it's probably forever. Not saying I'm an expert or anything, but I believe that most of these things are Nephilim related or in that realm of origin. So we don't really know much. It's all speculation, but I've seen these things do things that no normal animal can do, and they can disappear in front of your eyes. They can affect your perceptions, make you see what's not there and not see what's there. So there are no other animals that I'm aware of that's capable of doing this. They have some form of mind control. They exhibit some form of mind control, some level to some degree, and they are the apex predator. It's not human beings. When a human sees one of these things, trust me, I don't care how brave you are, the first thing you want to do is get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it might be different with a dog man. I hope so. But with Bigfoot, I don't mess around with them. I know that I'm powerless against them, and it's up to the good Lord to protect me when I'm in the presence of a Bigfoot. So put all my faith in God, and just like Latisha, He allows us to go places and look for these things without fear of harm. And everyone that's with us, they're all really confident that no one is going to get hurt. And thank the good Lord, no one's been hurt yet. Now, Latisha's going to drop a link. This is call in.
Yep.
It's open mic tonight. If you guys want to call in, you got a story, a comment, or a complaint, whatever, we'll get you on here. Let you complain about it.
This is a drama-free channel, so
War Criminal has left for vacation. That's why he's not here tonight.
He is gone on his, I was going to say honeymoon, but it's not his honeymoon. It's his anniversary. He has gone to, well, I don't know if he wants us to tell, but you've already said it.
He's up there in Maine somewhere.
He's up there in Maine somewhere having a honeymoon or
he's having a good time.
Having an anniversary, and he's having a really good time. So don't really expect to see him here tonight. But if you're out there and you're just listening, hey.
Hello,
and I hope you're safe.
Hello,
and
Brother
happy.
War. Now, Brother Williams says a hoop of Native American told Expedition Bigfoot that Bigfoot is telepathic. Well, they are, and can open portals and travel to different lands. He called him a magic man. I agree with that 100%. I've talked to many people that have seen these things appear and disappear into what they call portals. And I guess the most credible witness that ever told me that, it's really, really hard to believe that, right? But the most credible witness that ever told me that was Ray Bibbert, and he just passed a few weeks ago. And this man was a hero to my family, and I know that he would never lie to anyone. He was a good, God-fearing man, or a righteous man.
Hey, JD.
So he saw him 3 different times coming in and out of these portals. So that is true. As hard as it may be to believe, that's the truth. And we want the truth here. And we don't care if it's mundane or sensational, whatever the truth is, that's what we want. We want to present to you. If you like what we're doing, please hit the like button. If you're a subscriber, please remember to check and make sure that you're still subscribed. People are still having problems with that, and it gets frustrating. There's a lot of things that about this platform that's frustrating, and not just the people, some of the people. We have great people in our chat, and we all consider you all our friends and extended family, and we don't have any problems out of you guys, but other people are not so nice. So a lot of obstacles to overcome on this platform, but every single hurdle that someone has put in our way, the Lord has taken away. Just like with this computer.
Absolutely.
I didn't know how in the world I was ever going to do another video, edit another video without taking 2 or 3 days and downloading it to the hard drive and uploading it to this and that. But the good Lord working through Sister Truthy.
Truthy Ruthie. And I hope the good Lord works through how to set it up and get it going.
Right. Oh, my goodness. So our computer's like, I don't know, 10 or 15 years old.
Yeah.
This thing here looks like something off the Starship Enterprise.
Yes, it does. So William Bay says the Hoop will call the Watchers the boss of the woods.
They are the boss of the woods, and there is nothing anyone can do to stop what these things having, whatever their mysterious business is. They're going to do it, and they don't care if it's daytime or nighttime. They don't care to step out in front of your vehicle, to come up to your house. Whatever they want to do, they're going to do it without fear. So the only thing they fear is the name of Jesus Christ, and remember that. Thank you, Brother JD. We love you too. Hello,
Love you too,
Lone
JD.
Star, and everybody that's joined us here
Hey,
the last
Sister
few
Anna.
minutes. Sister Anna, how's Kevin doing? And Tiffany.
No, Megan. It's after 6, remember?
Oh, it's after 6. I'm sorry. Please excuse me. Please
Let's
excuse
see
me,
where
Megan, for calling you the wrong name.
Home is where the heart is. This platform is great for how to fix or mindless junk. If you start talking about things to setting TPTD, don't want to be, don't want your shadow banned. Okay.
Right. So platform is great. So everything you ever want to know is here on YouTube, right? It is, to me, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Every bit of information, every truth in the world is here, but also every lie. So you have to pick and choose what you believe in, who you believe in. It just seems more and more that people are here for the wrong reason. You know, they have their channel and they're putting out this fake stuff and stealing your attention and stealing your time and making you believe that it's real when it's really just a bunch of crap. And like Rod says, glamorize lies, sold as truth. And you know, they lie about their sub count. They buy subs by the hundreds. And
Okay,
if you lie about that, you lie about anything. So just we love YouTube. To me, before we got into all this, YouTube was a place where I could go and watch my 80s music videos. And that's about
and you
all.
still watch your 80s music videos.
I do. So I loved YouTube before we ever became a part of this. We never had any plans to become a part of this. Yeah, Roger, hope Patty's well.
Absolutely.
She just left a comment earlier and said she would be here tonight. And of course, she's welcome here. Everyone that wants to be here is welcome. No one tells me who to be friends with. I'm a grown man. I'll be 58 in 20 days.
20 days.
So you're going to try to tell me who to be friends with.
But we have an anniversary coming up before that.
Yes, we do.
Hey, happy anniversary early. So
I think we'll be on a time
or two before that.
Right.
Maybe.
So,
look at the sighting reports and really listen to the stories. A lot of sighting reports say they see them step into a doorway of sorts. If it sounds crazy, don't dismiss it. Appalachian Tales of Terror.
Right, Jimmy. Brother Jimmy, you're so right. And, you know, I've had so many sightings and experiences that people would think that are beyond the pale of crazy. But, you know, I have to sit up here and tell you guys the truth. No matter what you think of me, whether you believe me or not, it doesn't matter. I have to tell you the truth. So when someone comes out and tells you things like this, you should not automatically dismiss it. I'm not up here to lie to anyone for love nor money. I would never do that. And especially something I would never ever do is hit a woman. I would never do that.
Well, I would hope not.
Well, that's the latest accusation. But anyway,
well, we're not a drama
anyway,
channel,
we're
moving right along.
All right, we're moving along. Lord have mercy, these people they make it hard sometimes. Shell Bay, hello, how are you doing, Shell? You're new here. Just watching an old interview of
Shell's
you.
Been here.
Shell's not?
Shell's not.
Excuse me.
She's not been here a lot, but she is not new. She's been here. So.
All right, well, welcome, Shell. Sorry,
I do want to say one thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, I'm reading Shell's comment.
Guys, if you think that Barton is like a newcomer to this, I really would like for you to do your own research on Bart. He has been doing this. Well, he's known about all this since 1975. He read the newspaper article last week on the air, on the show to prove that it really happened. He's wrote several books. So if you think that Barton is just coming onto the scene, then please do your research. That's all I'm going to ask you.
We're just coming onto the YouTube scene. Like I said, this was never our plan.
Thank you, Kathy. Happy birthday to you too.
Happy birthday. Now, where was I at? I'm sorry, Shell. I was reading your comment and I was just interrupted like that. And
I'm sorry.
Goodness gracious. It's like 500 miles away now.
I'm going back. I'm looking for it. I'm so sorry, Shell. I really am. Can't be that far back.
Well, I think she said that she went back and watched some of my old YouTube interviews, and my stories never changed, and there's no glamorized lies. No, there is not. My story will never change. It's never changed one word in 50 years, and
there it is.
It won't change now, I assure you, because I'm on YouTube. And like I say, we're here to tell you the truth. We're not here to lie to you. We're not here for views and subs and money. I have a good job. It pays our bills. We have a lot of generous supporters that allow us to go places and make videos for you. And they've allowed us. We started with a flashlight and a cell phone.
Started with dollar flashlights from
From the-
Walmart,
right?
and our cell phones.
Now we have all the best equipment that we could ever have dreamed of, more than we'd ever dreamed that we'd ever get, all because of you guys. So we're here for you. This, what you guys to consider this your channel, not just ours, but yours as well. You have a story that you need to tell, and you've been getting a lot of ridicule and a lot of hassle from people, and you need a safe place to tell your story. Please come to us. We will not laugh at you. If you need a place to come and hear the truth about something, we will tell you the truth.
If anybody wasn't on the show, I believe it was not last week, but the week before last, we had a lady come on, Miss Me, came on and told her story. She was able to release it from her heart. She's been holding this story for how many
50 years?
50 years she's been holding on to this story. And it came straight from her heart, and it was so just heartwarming. It warmed my heart to see her be able to release that. Something that she's been holding on to.
It was such a great moment, and I've never seen that happen before on any YouTube channel. And it's like this. This was not our plan, so it had to be someone else's plan, a higher power, or we wouldn't be here right now. I do not like to see myself on TV. I don't like to hear my voice. Not about myself. I don't like to talk about myself. But the good Lord has put us here through the help of our friends, and He has allowed us to get, in the last 6 months, more evidence, more tangible evidence than anyone else in the world. So I don't know anyone else that's getting the stuff that we've been getting. It's like the good Lord's opened the door after 20 years of researching the LBL. He's opened the door and said, "Here, look, see what's here. See it and tell people so they can know." And I'm by no means an expert in the LBL. Please don't call me that. Been going on there for at least 2 decades. But when someone says expert in the LBL, 3 names come to my mind. That's Mark Maychek, my brother Mark Maychek, my wolf brother, Cryptidville. He knows a lot about the LBL. Bubba, Martin Groves. Now he's got a story about every road in the LBL. He's been down there more than all of us put together for so many years, and he knows just about everything. And War Colonel 7, he has spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours down there. All these men know more about the LBL than I do, and I don't claim to be an expert at anything. Maybe house painting.
House painting.
I'm a pretty good house painter.
Yeah, you're pretty good. Yeah, you're a very good house painter.
But that's
just
about
don't
it.
Put any other tool in his hand, such as hammers, screwdrivers, wrenches.
No, come on now.
No.
Who has to put together all the stuff that you buy, like
Me.
the shelving and stuff like that, and the desk?
Me.
Yeah. Okay.
Me.
But anyway, so it's. Hawk said I was on TV when he was a kid. No, that wasn't Hawk. That was.
I don't know.
That was Tyler. Tyler, you're a young one.
That's cute. That's cute.
I was first on TV in 2009, and I've been on TV every now and then, several times since then. But TV is. Hello, Smurfy. IKEA stuff ain't that hard. Well, it depends on who's working with it there, I guess. But TV is not what I do not want to be on TV. Reality TV isn't real, and I found that out in 2009. Been on a few shows that were good, Monsters and Mysteries in America. How long ago has that been, babe?
Ooh, that's been a long time
6
ago.
or 7 years ago.
Oh, it's probably been longer.
BBC World News and Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy. We did an episode with Larry
the
the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Only in America with Larry the Cable Guy. The episode was Kentucky Road Trip. So we was on that with him. That was a blast.
Oh, he's just a crazy, crazy
Home
guy.
is where the heart is. I love the mystery glasses. So the story of the mystery glasses is everybody wants to say that Bart is a druggie because he wears glasses at night. This is not the case.
Not at
The
night,
actual
just
truth case, the truth to this is Bart has Lyme's disease, which causes him to have severe migraines. And sometimes
When I look
sitting
at a
with
light.
a light above his head and staring at the computer and trying to read his phone and read the comments is why he wears the glasses at night. There's no
Yes.
other reason. There's no, hidden meaning behind him wearing glasses at night. So
Right. In
thank
10
you for
minutes
saying
without
that.
these sunglasses,
Appreciate it.
I'd be in migraine trouble.
Yep.
So that wouldn't make for a
So-
very good live stream. So Brother Zatesh says, I've been around Big Brother Barton and Big Sister Latisha. I can testify wholeheartedly they are some of the most earnest and salt of the earth human beings I've ever come across. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
What a great time we had down the LBL, huh? Right? We just had a great time, and I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. And I know you want to come back, and we're going to do that soon.
Right. Hawk says Barton is not a newcomer. Do not believe any of the lies some are spewing from their pie holes. Thank you, Hawk.
Thanks, Hawk. I appreciate that.
Russ,
Yeah.
I purchased 2 of your books for my mother who loves the channel. Keep up the cool content. Thank you, Russ, and tell
Yes,
your mother
thank
thank
you.
you so much. We appreciate it.
Really, really do. And if you need them signed, you just get in touch with us. My email is inhumanoidencounters@gmail.com. You mail the books to me, and I'll sign them for you for free and send them right back. So, and that's an offer to anyone that has any of my books or thinking about buying one of my books through Amazon, and they're available on Kindle and audiobook format, and all that, just all that stuff.
You can even get a hardback.
You even get a
one or
hardback.
2 of your books, right?
Believe it or not, they still make hardbacks, and those are my favorite books. I don't sell books myself, so please don't ask me to send you a book, because if I had books, I would send them out for free to everyone who asked me for one, and probably go broke. But I'm probably the only author in America that does not have copies of his own books on hand. So you have one copy of each of my 4 books,
do. Signed.
and that's it. That's all we have in the house. So,
I actually have them signed.
well, the sun is shining on me lately here, brother JD. It surely is, and thanks to you, good people, everything is going fine. And there's some bumps in the road. There's some people trying to make trouble, but we just have to
Oh wait, I missed it.
ignore that. At least I write my own books. That's true, Brother Hawk. I do.
SC007. Barton's a lifetime experiencer, author, and researcher, but more than that, he's a good, honest man. If Barton says it, you can take it to the bank and cash it. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you,
Thank you.
007.
Thank you for saying that.
Looking forward to your next movie.
Okay, now let me get back to what I was. Everybody who hears their own voice hates it. Barton, if you give those who are burdened and can't share what we know for fear, you give us a release to relieve our burdens. Thank you.
Yes, well, it's my pleasure to do that. That's why I'm here. And a lot of times people tell me their story for the first time, break down and cry, and say, you don't understand what a relief it is to finally get this off my chest. And just like Miss Me a couple of weeks ago, she was so relieved because her grandfather had told her 50 years earlier not to ever tell anyone that she's seen these Bigfoot creatures, and that they would not believe her and they would make fun of her. And she saw that did not happen. Now, 50 years ago, it would have happened for sure. A lot of people lost a lot by coming out and telling the truth of these inhumanoid creatures, regardless of what they were: Bigfoot, Dogman, Mothman, whatever. You come out and tell the truth 50 years ago, and you're risking everything, really. People think you're crazy, or your wife might leave you, take the kids. So yeah.
Roger's really wanting to hear some of your 80s band music, baby.
Well, Roger, I'll tell you what. It's kind of embarrassing because I was just a kid.
You was great.
No,
I was a Band-Aid. I'll admit it. Not
I'll tell you
groupie,
what.
but a Band-Aid.
I'll have to find. I have 4 songs, I think, on the old computer, and I have to find one that I think's worth listening to. And I'll send it to you, man. I don't know how I want to play it for everybody because, like I said, I was just a kid, and everybody thought we were really good, but you know,
Oh yes, that would be such good. What's it called when somebody has your something on you, and you see
blackmail.
Blackmail. That would be great blackmail. I have a great blackmail picture of you in the band. I would love to show these people someday.
Don't you dare
So
do
if
that.
you
In spandex. Is that what you're talking about? The one in spandex?
and you're standing there with the guitar above your head.
Okay, I wasn't wearing spandex in that one.
You was wearing spandex, and you was a cutie patootie. I'm
Well,
not even
thank you,
playing.
baby. I love you so much. But yeah, one of these days I'll let you guys hear some of my old music. And I've written a lot of songs. And, you know, even now, I haven't been in a band for decades, but even now, songs come to me in my head, lyrics come to me, and melodies, and I just kind of ignore them. You know, I used to write them all down, and I'd written probably 100 songs or more, and we had 10 or 12 sets of music. We went to the recording studio a couple of times and did some rough recordings. No mixing on the recordings that I have. So if I do share them, just remember that they're not mixed. We didn't have the money to go through with it all. Yes, Murphy, there was a time back in the 80s that I did wear spandex on stage. Yeah,
and he looked mighty cute.
I
gotta
actually
say.
wore very little on stage. You know, it's really hot under those spotlights, and
I'll break out the picture for y'all someday. I really will. When you're cool like Barton, the sun is always shining on you. That's
Chris
awesome.
says he does not want to see our boy Inhumanoids with Barton and spandex. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. So I'm going to go with you and take your side on that. We don't need all that. No, Hawk. Now, the 80s was a long time ago.
No, I just got a message. How much would that picture cost me?
Oh, heck no. Broski, I can't believe he's yes or that. Now, the 80s was a long time ago, guys. And as far as I'm concerned, I never really come out of the 80s musically. I still listen to the 80s music and still love the 80s bands. And to me, Judas Priest was the best. Also the best live show that I ever saw. Didn't get to go to a whole bunch of concerts. I didn't have money or anything like that, but got to go to a few of them. And I miss the 80s so much. I would go back in a heartbeat if I could. Relive the 80s.
I want to say, hey, son, I hope you made it home okay. I seen you say that you was on your way home. You just left here. I hope you made it home safe. Yes. I love you, and I hope you have a good night. And let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm a little behind on the.
Almost where the heart. It says Def Leppard Hysteria. Yeah, that was a great album. Loved Def Leppard. They were more of a pop metal. I like some of the pop metal bands like Def Leppard.
There's a good one.
But the really hard bands with not party rock. It was I called it intellectual metal, and then the songs had stories behind them or morals or some form of creativity, and all the musicians had to be really, really top of their game. Mm-hmm. Those were the ones that I liked the most. And Julybug, Barton.
Julybug, nice to see you.
What's been the most memorable moment in all of your accounts? Oh my goodness. Picking one moment out of all my experiences, I would have to say the scariest moment of my life, Julybug. That was when I had something crawl up into bed and lay down right beside me, and I was paralyzed. I could not move. All I could do was pray to God to save me because I knew what it was. As soon as it came into the room, I could feel the hatred that this thing had for me, and it was all because that I was talking to someone about Bigfoot. I knew that it wanted to kill me. I knew it didn't just want to scare me. It wanted to kill me, and the good Lord saved me from it. And that's why I have no fear of these things, because if he wanted me to be harmed by any of these things, that would have happened long ago. Started when I was 9 years old, the sightings of Bigfoot, and continued on to like 1998. And the good Lord took all them things away from my life for the longest time. And I just saw Bigfoot like a month and a half ago down at the LBL for the first time in 28 years. It was crazy. Still kind of shocked that this thing walked out in front of me like it did.
Love it. Wait, Bart, spandex?
Okay, guys, let's just forget about the spandex, okay? Let's pretend you never heard that. But yes, I used to be a singer for a heavy metal band back in the 80s and had a lot of fun. You know, I didn't like a lot of other people. I did not get into drugs or drinking. Matter of fact, you know, I'm
Hey, Daniel.
still against all that. You know, I have a social drink or two every now and then, but alcohol just always tasted like terrible to me. So, and drugs is just loser scene.
There's Miss Me. Hi, Miss Me. Good to see you.
Oh
back.
yeah, good to see you again, Miss Me. Thank you, Brother Hawk, for your donation. Just for the hell of it, when I come down, I am bringing you a gift, Bart. You can wear them for Latisha. I don't know if you're gonna.
I know what he's bringing.
You're gonna bring me those full body pantyhose,
That's
aren't you?
right. Look, they're right there.
Now that's just to protect me from ticks. Okay.
Look right there, spandex. So full body pantyhose. The way he got ate up last time, he's liable to put them pantyhose on.
I'm liable to put 2 pair of them on. When Brother Matt and I got the video of the thing peeking around that tree, we ran into the woods. We heard something scream. It sounded like a big cat. We were all at the campfire. It sounded like a big cat screamed out in the woods, and we took our flashlights and ran out there, and we hadn't put on any spray or anything. And now the woods at that area, they've let the canopy envelop almost the entire area where no sunlight can get to the ground. So there was almost no grass. The grass was just in little patches on the ground, but I did go beneath some trees and bent down and walked under the trees, and the leaves touched my back. And I got ate up with chiggers on my upper body. It looked like I had smallpox.
You did. You really did.
Poor Brother Matt. I only had about 50 bites on me.
Oh my goodness,
Matt got about 100 on him, and I don't know if you guys know a lot about chiggers and ticks, but they're terrible.
They are the beast of LBL, as I've always said.
They are the beasts that you find every time if you're not careful.
So you have a question. Can you tell us about West North Carolina and Tennessee mountain Bigfoot stories?
No, that's not in my area, Brent. I can tell you about stories in Kentucky, but North Carolina, that's a bit far away from me. I've never been there. So I've always been limited to what I can research and investigate, and that's because I've been poor my whole life. I was born and raised dirt poor, and that's why we lived in these old houses down by the river with nothing, sometimes with no indoor plumbing or electricity. Had to use an outhouse. That was bad, especially at night in the winter. So don't miss that part of growing up. But because I was so poor, we were in these areas, and I grew up in these areas where these things roam, and that's the river bottoms of Kentucky. And those river bottoms, they stretch for hundreds of miles on both sides of on the river. We live in between the Green River and the Ohio River, so we have a lot of area. But as I was saying, that the ticks and chiggers are bad. The ticks give you Lyme disease, like I got. Thank God it's not bothering me too much. If it wasn't for Latisha, it would have killed me because I was too stubborn to go to the doctor. Don't believe in doctors unless I cut my arm off or something, and I would probably go. But otherwise, I try to stay away from there. But that's the reason why I've had so many experiences. It's not that I'm special or psychic or touched or marked or gifted or anything like that. It's just being in the wrong place at the right time almost my entire life. And
hi, Tommy. Was
right,
that Tammy? Tammy, hi, Tammy.
Tammy.
Sorry.
So the ticks will give you Lyme disease, but the chiggers, oh my gosh, they will have you in misery for 2 weeks. You get a chigger bite, you'll never forget it. And if you get covered in chiggers, you will certainly have nightmares over that and never want to repeat that experience. And that's happened to me hundreds and hundreds of times in my life. Hopefully it won't ever happen again. One time me and my brother was out. This was back in the 80s. We were out messing around in the woods and going through the woods and all that stuff. We got covered in chigger bites from head to toe. And all we had was one bottle of pink fingernail polish that one of the girls had. And they said, put put this on your trigger bites and it'll make them stop itching. So we used that whole bottle, and we're walking around for 2 weeks with this pink spots all over us, and we're still itching to death. And I'm like, this does not work. Now look how ridiculous we look. I'm still itching. I'm never going to do this again. So we come up with another remedy for that.
Yeah.
It's hot bacon grease with a bunch of salt in there. Heated up to the point where you could almost too hot to put on you. You take a Q-tip and dip it in that hot grease and put it on that bite twice. You have to do it twice, and then you're done. So thank you, Hawk. You're really coming through for us tonight. I haven't been back fishing since I got ate up by chiggers, and I love to fish. Right, Hawk? I feel your pain, brother. I used to go fishing every weekend of my life, and I haven't been
in 2 years.
It's
That's
terrible.
when we went. It was so windy we couldn't fish, and we just kind of gave up. JD Smooth, yes, I was a wrestler. My name was Lady Lexus. So
Oh my goodness.
Stepdad was Psycho Sam Cody.
Miss me. Put Miss me's comment.
I got to get to Miss Me's comment. Metallica, yes. So,
Now, Bubba has promised to come get me and take me fishing. Now, I want everybody to pray Bubba up and get him strong and healthy again, and so we can go fishing.
this one?
That's all we
I
want.
learned
No,
to
this is
one.
Miss Me's.
Yeah.
Miss Me says, I have a brother-in-law who got in trouble by the police for indecent exposure wearing spandex in the 80s. And I can believe that. I can believe that, Miss Me, because some of the band pictures that we took are, looking back now, were pretty embarrassing. And I can remember the bass player's grandmother. We were getting ready to go to a show, and we all went over there to get dressed. And I come out wearing the spandex tiger stripe pants, and she took one look and said, "Oh my God, that's way too much." But yeah, 80s was different. Right? It was different.
Hey, I put your makeup on you. I remember.
No, just the eyeliner.
Just-
I didn't wear
Just
makeup.
eyeliner.
Just the
I
eyeliner.
agree. Just eyeliner.
And that's embarrassing to even admit that I wore, but
Hey,
everybody
it was the
did.
80s.
It was
At
the
least
80s.
you didn't wear the wigs, right? I
Right,
mean,
right, yeah.
some of them wore wigs in the 80s.
And,
they had big hair.
Sister Sherry asked what hairstyle I had. And
Yeah.
they just basically the same as I have right now, just long hair.
Yep.
And
So let's get to this one. Do you think it was the thing people call the Grim Reaper? I had something similar happen where I came into the room at night.
Mr. Anderson, I don't know what it was. I could not open my eyes. I could just struggle. I just struggled to move. It felt like the Grim Reaper, yes, because I knew it'd come to kill me. But I don't know. It was a Grim Reaper. I probably wouldn't have made it out of that bedroom alive. But I think it was a demon. And these things, they don't care when people talk about them, right? These evil creatures that, I'm not saying all of them are evil, because Brother Gary, he straightened me out on that quite a bit, but the ones that are, these things don't care if you're talking about them, as long as you're towing the line, right, and upholding the narrative that's laid out. But once you start telling the truth, they don't like that at all. And I knew the reason that it had come to get me was because I just told someone my truths about the Bigfoot creatures.
We got a caller.
Right.
Lone Star
Supernatural. How you doing there?
Hang on,
Let's get him in.
Lone Star Supernatural.
Lone Star?
Uh-oh. Lone Star Supernatural. Who's that guy?
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you
doing,
guys?
brother?
I'm
I haven't
okay,
seen
man.
you in a year.
Yeah, or maybe 2. What has it been? Yo, it was a year now. Yeah, about this
Yeah.
time last year, I think. Right? How did you like my beautiful city of White Settlement, Texas?
Loved it. Loved it. We had
okay.
a great time. Everybody was there having a good time, and
The hotel next to the Waffle House was
right.
convenient,
That was
at least, right?
Yeah.
It was fantastic time. We always have a good time when we're around people.
Yeah. No.
People are drawn to us, and
Y'all
try to
were
make,
extremely fun.
Yeah, it was great time. We try to make memories for people. We don't ever want to make anybody sad or unhappy or mad. We just try to be the best people that we can. And we always end up having a blast, right? Like we did that night.
We had
Actually,
a
three
really good
nights. Right? I got so
Yeah.
little sleep.
Well, I didn't show up the second night, but
Oh,
I
you
was there
didn't?
the
Okay.
first. No, I was too busy at my house getting drunk instead of there. But
Oh, I see.
Oh,
yeah,
Well, the
I was-
first night I think I got an hour's worth of sleep, and the second night I think I got maybe an hour's worth, and the third night I didn't even bother going to bed.
yeah, it got to the point where it's like I think when did I get there? I think it was maybe the second night. It was Friday, Saturday. I was there Saturday night because it was Labor Day
Yeah.
weekend, right?
yeah.
Right?
So I was there Saturday night, and then that's when we hung out and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, it was a great time, and you know,
I had a good time. Well, I wanted to be at least a half black person to hop on here, prove that you're not racist, despite some allegations out there.
what a joke!
I felt very welcome. Matter of fact, you were the person who made me the most welcome when I was there.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, you know, a lot of people didn't know that I raised a black son. I never called him that. And this is the first time I ever called him that. I took him in. He come from a troubled family. And I took him in and I fed him and gave him a roof over his head for 13 years. I gave him his first job.
Still lives with your son today. Your real son.
Still lives with my son. So no, I'm the furthest thing from a racist that you could think of. I have no ill will toward anyone for any reason, especially skin color. I look for what's in their heart, right? That's the only thing that's important to me.
Hey, I've always been a pretty intuitive person about generosity, and you've always had it. Yeah, just from the moment I met you, I was like, man, this guy he's a salt of the earth kind of guy. Like, well, you remind me of people that I grew up with. Is what I'm trying to say. So
I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah. I was on a different show just a minute ago, so I was like, I'm gonna go jump in here with Barton. I didn't hear what y'all were talking about, so I didn't mean to interrupt anything. This
is open mic, Sean, and we're having a good time here. Yeah, what's our favorite time on YouTube? And
yeah, I was waiting for an open mic night. I was like, I'm gonna jump in here open mic and see what we can talk about. So
yeah.
I know you guys usually get off at 10 o'clock. We got about like 56 minutes to talk about some stuff. So what do you guys want to talk about?
Let's talk about anything you want to talk about, brother. So I try to keep it respectful of everyone who has to work. Get up and work early in the morning, right? Now, I usually have to get up at 4 a.m. and work, but starting tomorrow, I'm on an 11-day vacation.
Oh, I
did not want to. Didn't want to do it, but I really had to do it because the boss he was going on vacation. Kevin, thank you so much, brother. You are amazing. You really are, and be talking to you real soon. What do you want to talk about, brother Sean?
I'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Just
guide me in the direction. Yeah, how about Bigfoot? What do you got? What do you think about Bigfoot? What do you think these creatures are?
Man, that's tough. My opinion has changed like a million times in the last 2 days, at least. Every time I listen to like a billion different podcasts, and everybody always throws out some type of postulation that's way better than I could think of, and it just changes all the time. It just really does change all the time, and they're weird. It's weird. I used to think back in the day they were just a undiscovered ape, but now I'm like, okay, there's something else more going on here. Like you'll have those, and this is another question that I have. Why, if they have these paranormal abilities, which I start to believe in now more and more often, why are they just walking across the road in front of headlights like a deer does or something? Why are they doing stupid shit like that? Or stupid stuff. My bad.
Well, that's because they know that we can't hurt them, man.
Yeah, but
we can't interfere with their plans, whatever their plans are. And we all start out as flesh and blood believers. I did. I mean, I just thought Bigfoot was some kind of undiscovered, maybe proto-human or early type of hominid, and that's.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Having my experiences that proved to me that they weren't. They were a lot more than that. Thank you, James. I appreciate that, brother. Really do. So my experiences, it's when I say Bigfoot can cloak or walk through a muddy field and not leave a footprint, that's from experience, man. It's not something I've read in a book or watched on TV or heard somebody say. You know, that's from real life. So I know these things.
I've heard that enough with enough encounter stories. I don't think all these people, even if there's one person lying, like even if there's one person just telling the truth, there's something there
Sure.
with all that, right? You know what I mean? So it's like not everybody is lying about.
No.
Somebody who's never talked to anybody could tell you in private they had this one experience that you've heard someone else say on another side of the country than them. And it's like, what's the common denominator here? And sometimes it has to be, you have to start looking at paranormal or supernatural stuff.
Right.
I would say that the cloaking thing, as weird and outrageous as it sounds, we have seen that in nature. We have seen animals just blend in nature. It just tigers have stripes for a reason, and they don't blend in like an octopus or a chameleon does. But the tiger stripes have a purpose in nature. However, footsteps just disappearing, unless you have wings,
right? Doesn't happen.
What is the reason? It doesn't happen. So why? Well, I would argue I would argue, if I'm going to argue against that point, maybe because of the amount of strength that they have in their legs, they can just jump far distances. So it seems like they're disappearing, but they're not. They're just jumping from one place to another, and you're like, oh, the footprints disappeared, but no, they've landed 40, not feet, but let's say 40 yards to the left or to the right or something like that. Maybe that happened.
Well, let me tell you this story here, and this is how I know that they don't jump and disappear that way. So it was me and my ex-wife and my best friend and his wife. We were all fishing on the Green River. And this was in autumn. There was a heavy leaf fall, dead leaf litter on the ground. And we were fishing. We fished for a while. It was kind of cold, and we wasn't having much luck, and we were getting bored. And we were sitting about 10 feet apart or so. And so the girls were sitting down to my right, and me and my buddy Dave, we were sitting up here on the other side. And I looked beside me, and there was a bunch of dirt clots there. And I just picked up a dirt clot and threw it at the girls. But I gave it enough arch that it gave me time to turn around in the opposite direction. So when the dirt clot landed, I was already looking the other way, and they're like, "Hey, did you throw that, Barton?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, right?" So going back to our fishing, we did it. I did it again, and they're like, "You did that, Barton, didn't you?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? Did you throw this dirt clot at us?" I said, "No, I'm just fishing here. I'm not doing anything other than fishing. I don't even know what you're talking about." I ended up doing that 4 times, and the 5th time, they're getting kind of nervous because I was a pretty good actor, and by the time the dirt clot landed, I was looking the other direction. And but the last time I did it, I kept looking at them and had a big smile on my face. I wanted to let them know it was me, just messing with them, so the dirt clot landed, and they're like, "Oh, we knew it was you all along, blah, 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 blah." Give me a little cuss in there. And then a dirt clot comes from the top of the riverbank, and we're down. The riverbank's like 12-foot slope, and we're down by the river, of course. And this comes from the top of the riverbank where I couldn't see. So as soon as that dirt clot lands, and it landed almost in the exact spot that I was throwing mine in, and I could see the trajectory of the dirt clot that was thrown. As soon as it landed, I got up and started scrambling up that bank, and I knew it had to be someone up there. I figured it was one of my brothers that found out where we were fishing, or some other person was playing a joke on us, right? As soon as I moved, the first footstep landed in those leaves. I'm scrambling up that bank. The next footstep lands, and I'm almost to the top of the bank. The next one lands, and on the 4th footfall, my eyes came even with the top of that riverbank. And I looked straight over to where the dirt clot came from, and there was nothing there. So me and my buddy get up, and we're looking all over, and I'm a pretty good tracker, especially in leaf litter, dead leaves. You just got to get low enough angle to see the disturbed leaves, and you can track a rabbit through dead leaves. But I could not find any disturbed leaves at all. And whatever this thing was, Sean, it took 4 steps and never took the 5th one, and it was just gone. There was no sounds of landing, 40 yards away. And the trees weren't that thick, the trees there, but I could see through them really, really good. And I know that whatever it was took that last step and then disappeared back to wherever it came from, right? And I once had a person bet me, or try to bet me that he could get a ghillie suit, put a ghillie suit on, and hide within 30 or 40 feet, which is how far away this thing was. And I couldn't find him. And I said, I bet you $10,000 right now that you can't do that. I'll give you 4 steps. I'll give you 30 feet head start and give you 4 steps. And you have to stop. And I'll bet you $10,000 that I can find you. I don't care what kind of suit you're wearing. If nothing else, I'll stumble over you, because we looked the area over really, really good, right?
Yeah.
Of course, he didn't take me up on the offer. I'm glad I didn't have $10,000, but I was that confident that nothing can take 4 steps away from me and hide from me so well that I can't find it. I just don't believe that. Nothing of any size, anyway.
I could definitely believe if it was just stationary, like 4 feet away from you in a ghillie suit, a person stationary. But how certain could you be that it was it was a Bigfoot? I mean, out of all the weird things in the world that you and I believe might exist, right? How do you attribute it to a Bigfoot?
Because that's the place where we very first had an experience with Bigfoot, and whatever threw that dirt clod had to have an opposable thumb. It was not an animal, and it was not a man. So that leaves very few possibilities. This place was called the Boost Farm, and this was 4 years before we had our experiences in Spotsville when we lived there. I was 5 years old. We actually had to move out of that place because my mother saw a flying saucer come and land behind one of the old barns out back, and it scared the daylights out of her. And we abandoned the house that night and moved to the city the next day, and stayed there for 4 years until we come back. And we just happened to come back to the Spotsville location where all that stuff happened. And it was,
I'm going to say, this is in your one book, right?
Yes, Mysterious Kentucky.
Okay. Right. I would say this sounds familiar because I bought your books, and I just started reading, not Mysterious Kentucky. Well, no, it was Mysterious Kentucky is I started reading like 6 days ago. So I would say this sounds familiar. Okay, all right. So
it was I can remember that night. Even though I lived through the 80s, I can still remember. I still have memories of my early childhood. I can remember all the way back to I was 3 years old. I have memories, but I remember that night that we fled that house so well, like it was last night. I mean, my mom, we were all in bed. The kids were all in bed except for my mother and my sister, older sister. I think she was 7 or 8 at the time. And they were going. It was about 10 o'clock at night. They were going through a Sears catalog. Hello there, Brother Mark. Trying to find something to pick out for Christmas. It was in the winter time, and they got done looking at the catalog, and Mom was going out of the room, and she saw that there was a red glow coming through the window, the bedroom window, and she went over and looked out of it and saw this UFO. She called it a flying saucer. It was disc shaped with a dome on top, solid red in color. It came and landed down behind the barn, and she screamed and ran out down to my dad's and her bedroom, and she said, "Teddy, get up. We got to go. We got to get out of here." And a flying saucer just landed out behind the barn, and she was in a state of panic. And he said, "Just calm down, Rosalie. Just calm down. Now, if a rocket ship really landed behind the barn," she said, "Yeah, it did." He goes, "Well, we need to get the kids up, wake all the kids up. Don't you dare turn no light on. But you get all the kids up and dressed, and y'all go sit at the kitchen table." And so she had a hard time getting a couple of the kids up. But we were all sitting there waiting at the kitchen table, Dad holding his shotgun. And he said, "Now, every night about this time, a barge will come down that Green River and then blow that barge horn and turn on that spotlight and start sweeping it up through the trees." And he was right. Every night that happened. He said, "These things are out there in that rocket ship. We call it a rocket ship. He said, we don't want them to know that we know that they're there. So we're sitting there at the kitchen table in the darkness. And thank goodness we didn't have to sit there very long before that barge horn. We heard the barge horn coming down the river. And then sure enough, the spotlight started sweeping through the trees. We lived just a stone's throw away from the Green River. And Dad said, okay, now let's go. And so we all got up, and Mom and Dad ran us on out to the car, and we peeled out of there on 2 wheels. And I look back, I remember looking back at the house. It was one of my favorite places that we ever lived. I saw the screen door swinging open, and learned later that there was a long history of Bigfoot activity in that area, especially from the people who lived there before us. So that's why I think it's a Bigfoot. Now, do I know it was a Bigfoot? No. I'm pretty sure it was, though.
Well, let me ask you. So, I know your stance on aliens, but I don't think I've heard you answer. What do you think they are? Do you think? Oh, so you don't believe there's existence outside of the Earth? Do you think
Right.
what do you think that aliens? When people say someone you've seen them, or if you haven't, your family has, you've seen them fly down in
I've
ships,
seen UFOs so many times.
right? So you don't. Oh, so just because something comes from the air doesn't mean it came from outer space. It comes from the Earth. It can start on the Earth and fly and then go to. What do you think they are? What do you think they are?
I think they're demonic manifestations to get you to believe in something that's not a biblical concept at all. So don't believe aliens from outer space exist because they're not in the Bible. We have a list of things that we need to look out for and watch out for. God warns us of, and aliens from outer space is not on that list. And if it's,
well, how are you able to deduce that aliens from outer space were demons? How were you able to figure that out?
Because these demons can manifest into whatever shape or form they want.
And
even an angel of light, the Bible tells us. They can
how did you figure that out?
The Bible. That's the word of God.
So the Bible does tell you how to figure out that aliens from outer space are demons. Oh, so the Bible does mention aliens, but just not in the same way.
No, does not mention life anywhere else other than heaven.
Well, our definitions are going to always be different than what you can dial back, because even in biblical translations, they had to take it from Hebrew to Greek and then you have to translate that into English. So words are going to change and be different and everything like that.
Right.
But alien is foreign, right? Today's it's foreign. A demon is not natural. Well, I guess it could be natural if you want to call it natural too.
Whatever. Well, it's what we call supernatural, but that's a man-made label.
Again, we put our own definitions on things to explain things, which is.
And Miss Me says, yes, Barton, but flying objects are in the Bible. Yes, they are.
They are 100%
those passages carefully. You'll see that Ezekiel's wheel
flew away on something.
They had eyes all around the wheels. That tells you that
my minister used to say Jesus used to fly around on something. And it was like, okay, well, what? It was like, okay, so what if he's flying around on something? So what was he flying around on? So it's alien, quote unquote, alien technology and shit like that. It's like, no, it's just technology beyond our understanding, which could be demonic, godly. Satan tries to imitate what we have.
Yes. He tries to duplicate.
So when you see like a flying saucer, it's demonic, but that could be something that looks like or imitates something godly, but it's not. It's to manipulate and deceive you into thinking of something else. Yes.
The counterfeit creation. And the Bible warns us, Sean says, be careful how you treat strangers, right? Because you might be entertaining angels unaware. That tells us that they can take the form of men and they can disguise themselves even as angel of light, and they can take whatever forms that they choose. Why in the world would they take the form of an alien gray? And why in the world would they take the form of a Bigfoot or a dog man or a Mothman? Why would they do that? There are answers to these things. You just have to learn the answer. So
why would you take the form of anything horrifying? But it also seems like they do like to do that. So there seems to be like some level of torment that they
Right.
like to take to us as humans. So why would you want to take these forms? Oh, to torment them, to make
Right.
them, give them trauma. Because
Right.
trauma is
Also,
negative energy, and negative energy we can feed off of. That's probably why
right.
they do.
And they
what
do
they
feed off fear. They love human fear, but also it's to get them to believe in something that's not correct. Now, I believe that this big so-called alien threat that the government is just now coming out with. Everybody's like, "Oh, this year they're going to have full disclosure." I'm like,
Yeah.
"We've already had full disclosure. Where
They told it.
were you?"
Everything that they disclosed, we already knew about. It's like, oh, the Tic Tac UFO, we were talking about like 20 years ago. What are you talking about?
And it's funny that they spent, tell how many trillions of dollars in 7 or 8 decades belittling people and ridiculing people that see these things, and now suddenly, okay, yes, the Pentagon releases a paper. It's on every news channel in America. UFOs are real. We do not know what they are, but we know that we think that they form a national security threat. Now, that's what the Pentagon said. It was on every news channel in the world. If that's not full disclosure, I don't know what is, brother.
So what do you think is going to happen next?
So I think that the aliens will invade. A lot of people will be hurt or killed, and this is how we all come together as one world.
Do you think aliens will invade before we learn what a Bigfoot is? Let's set aside a creature like Dogman. Do you think that the aliens will invade before we have full disclosure on what a Bigfoot is?
That's hard to say, brother, but that I'm expecting any day for someone to come up with a Bigfoot body. And now this is easily accomplished through demonic means. They've been gathering organic material forever. They want the blood, and they want like in our case in Spotsville, every animal that we found on our farm was mutilated the exact same way. They were sliced open. Their bellies were sliced open from the throat to their back legs. All the entrails were removed. The eyeballs were removed. The tongues were removed. So they've been collecting DNA forever. And I know that they don't need to eat this stuff, right? Because they're demons. What they are doing with it is making creations for themselves to inhabit or drive. That's what I believe.
Right.
Saying that I think the government is making at least one type of the dog man. I believe they're making it right underneath the LBL.
I find that very possible. Now, I don't think the existence of them comes from a government, not especially the American government. The American government has not existed as long as these things have been reported living, right? So yeah, they could have found a couple specimens of a few things and replicated DNA. It just takes a matter of synthesizing DNA and then finding out the genome, and also there's all this other stuff, and then they can likely replicate that.
Sure.
We know, like 10 years ago, they replicated a sheep, right? They cloned a sheep, right?
Right.
So they can do it. We know they can.
Oh, it's for sure. And they've been doing it since 1945, end of World War II, Operation Paperclip. Look that up.
There's no doubt in my mind that at one point in time, they found one of these species, one of these things that lived, whether it be Bigfoot, Dogman, or other things. There's other things that people report seeing. They found and they duplicated. However, I have a hard time struggling with them releasing a government asset out into let me put it this way. If I was going to create a government weapon, I wouldn't test it on Americans. I would test it somewhere else where it's going to be obscure, like in a third world country, or, like South America, for example. And I got into an argument with another guy about this before. And it's like, why would the American government release government weapons on its civilization, American civilization, and then try to cover it up? That's just too much work. It just seems like too much work to me. If you send it down to a third world country and you send it out, then you can just dismiss it as like, oh, they think it's witchcraft or a myth or a legend. Why would they release a government asset onto a population. And I don't think that they're accidentally releasing specimens into the world and then trying to cover it up later. Now with Martin's story, with the steel doors closing, that to me sounds like they did. And I know I'm sounding contradictory when I say this, but
it's okay, brother. Yeah, we're all trying to look for answers, and you have to realize, you have to figure into your logic that Satan runs the government. Satan runs every government in the world. You can't be, and I don't want at the disadvantage of sounding like I'm defending fucking Satan or freaking Satan. I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep cussing, but at the defense of please don't do that, brother.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm trying to censor myself. At the defense of like defending the dude, like I don't think he's that dumb to be like, hey, you know what? Let's go release it on this guy, Martin Groves, and then have to cover it up later. I don't think so. Now, mistakes do happen. Don't get me wrong.
Sure. Mistakes
do happen because I guess even if you're Satan, you still can't watch everything all the time, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the guy.
So have you read? So everyone looks to the first book of the Bible to explain what these things are. And that's with the Nephilim, when the fallen angels came down and mated with the women and all that. But they don't think to look to the last book of the Bible to find out the why they are, right? So Revelation 8 tells us that these things, along with war, pestilence, will kill 1/4 of the population
the beasts of the earth.
The beasts of the earth. Now, why would they call these things the beasts of the earth if they're just like, there's not enough lions and tigers and bears in the world to kill, let's say, 100 million people. We're talking about 2 billion people. So I think that's the why of these things, or most of them. So the first book tells us the what they are. The last book tells us the why they are. And Home is Where the Heart Is says he does not believe in the rapture. Don't stone me. Well, so the rapture is real, brother, but it doesn't happen before Revelations. The rapture is plainly states at the very end of Revelation. It happens at the very last trump of God. And there's people, over in the Middle Eastern countries getting their heads cut off every day for being Christian, thinking, hey, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have been raptured up before all this tribulation happens. No.
That may be the rapture.
I've lost friends over this. I've lost friends over this, but it's true. The rapture happens at the very end of tribulations. Everyone on this planet will have to stand or fall with their faith in God.
Yeah.
So they will have to prove it. Now, the ones who stand with God, guess what happens to those people? According to the Bible, they all get beheaded. So the ones who don't stand with God get the mark of the beast. But everyone that's living at that time. And I do believe that's pretty close. Everyone that's living at that time will have to make a choice.
Yeah, when you think of rapture, you think of like everybody all at the same time, but it could be something as you just don't wake up one morning, and that could be you being raptured, or maybe you die from cancer, or maybe you die in a car accident, and you're a good person, you don't deserve to die, but that might be part of the rapture. Unfortunately, it's not just everybody getting sucked up out of the ground and flying into the air, and then or just poofing out of in existence. That's what we created in our heads.
Right. First death is only about 200 years old, and Smurfy says, other than the rapture, I believe God can rapture people anytime He wants. E.g., Elijah and Enoch. You're right, Smurfy. He can. But
what if people going missing in 411 are being raptured?
Well, that's a good question. I don't believe that. I believe when He does rapture the people. So unless these people are perfect, walk a perfect and live a perfect, sinless life, nearly perfect and blameless in the eyes of God, then He's not going to rapture you, man.
I guess I'm going to go camping in Yellowstone. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
I hope you are, bro.
I'll be
I really
okay.
do.
If I
I
go
believe
missing,
these-
if I go missing, I'm not raptured. Everybody, come look for me.
I believe. Yeah, we'll come look for you, brother.
Please do, please, God. I'll be out there somewhere.
Right. I believe that the people that these things do take, like David Pilates, his books and all that, are people that they don't have the spiritual foundation and of a Christian, because Jesus Christ says he gives us dominion over all things in the earth, all animals, all things that he's created. Man has dominion over, and they don't know that they can tell these things, they can rebuke them in the name of Jesus Christ, and they must flee. So the people I think that are getting abducted and eaten by Bigfoot, that's why I think, I'm not an expert.
Well, we don't know if they've been abducted or kidnapped by a Bigfoot. Bigfoot could be like, "Hey, I didn't do anything, man."
Right. Most people that disappear in the national forest
probably got lost.
Probably got lost, and there's so many ways to die in there.
Yep.
There's so many things that can kill you in there, and doesn't have anything to do with Inhumanoids.
I think what Roger said is actually does play a big factor. There is a lot of we have to get all the drug grow.
Yes,
that happens in the deep woods.
A lot of crime, a lot of satanic activity.
Yep, there's a lot that goes
activity. On. Many things can be responsible for a disappearance like that. But these things, it's not like our ancestors and the ancients didn't know about the Bigfoot. That they called them the cannibal giants, and there was a reason for that. So I do believe that the ones who are unfortunate enough to be abducted by an Inhumanoid like Bigfoot it's because they don't have the protection and the faith in God that they need to protect them from the evil things that are walking around, the evil spirits of the earth and the powers and principalities that govern the earth, right? This earth, God, Satan is a god of this earth. That's from the Bible. It's not Yahweh God. He'll be the God when everything that you see with your eyes is taken away and melted like wax, and a new earth and a new heaven is replaced with this new earth and new heaven. So, we're all just looking for answers, Sean, and I think the Bible gives us all the answers that we need. It warns us about the powers and the principalities and about the evil spirits of the earth and things like that. But nowhere on that list is there an alien from outer space. And if that was something we had to worry about and was a real danger to us, then God would be mistaken for not warning us about them, right?
100%.
Yes.
The Bible also doesn't tell us we'll have computers and iPhones. We have to remember that. We have to also take with what we're experiencing in today to apply to our lives. So remember, the Bible doesn't say anything about iPhones. It doesn't say anything about aliens, but it doesn't say anything about iPhone, computers, telephones. Let's go back.
Well, now, how do you know that, Sean? Now, it's a different language, right?
I don't.
This right here. What do you think this was called back in 2,000 years ago, right?
Tablet, probably.
No, it was called a scribing stone, and only the priest could have one. Yes, scribing stone. That's what they call these things. So yes,
that's Barton. Okay, all right, buddy. All right. I don't care what that guy who called you a racist says. I think you know what you're talking about, bro.
I don't pay attention to that stuff. But yeah,
that's actually very interesting. I never even thought about that before.
Yeah, everybody wasn't allowed to have one. Only the most
only the smartest people would
exactly.
And think about what they want to try to do today. They only want the smartest people to be the most educated, or not the richest people to be the most educated. Barton, I'm writing this down right now. I'm just gonna be
Well, I'm glad I was able to help you, brother. That's what I'm.
I'm glad I had this conversation tonight because I'm writing that down for a topic of conversation.
Well, I appreciate you calling in and talking with us, Sean. It's been a long time, and I've always liked you ever since I first met you. We hung out for quite a while, and I know you're a good person, and that's what we like to surround ourselves with. God has taken away all the bad people from our lives, and He's replaced them with the people that need to be here. Now, if I have a little piece of the puzzle, and you have a little piece of the puzzle, and Latisha has a piece of the puzzle. He brings us together, and we have 3 pieces of that puzzle, which makes our vision a little clearer, right? Because of each other.
Yep.
Right. That's the way I operate, and what I believe should be done. We're
I 100% like that. That sounds amazing to me, and I would like to hear that more from more people. I'd love to hear that more. My mom used to be involved in this community long before we had Facebook, YouTube, and this isn't new. Anything this drama, people fighting, it isn't new. So
no, of course not.
It's just more of the same, just more common, and you can be more engaged in it now because it's in your face all the time. So
Right.
don't think what's happening to you is new. It's not. There's always going to be people like this that bombard you guys, but I'm a good judge of character, and you and your wife are lovely people.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sean.
Amazing.
You are too, man. So glad you called in tonight. It's very good to talk to you.
I've been wanting to for a long time. It's just been like I have my kids sometimes, and I can't get I want to stay up late, but I have to get up early at like 6 in the morning, take them back to school, and having kids is kind of some of a bother sometimes. But
well, it never ends, man. So
yeah, they can wipe their own butts now, so that's the good part. And they can kind of cook for themselves. That's another good thing. But they still need me to drive them to school, which is
they're always gonna need you. Always.
They'll never stop needing their dad.
Well, I have girls. So yeah, they'll always need. Oh yes, yeah, they'll always need their dad. So
yeah. So Sean, thank you so much for calling, bro. And
hey, man. Yes.
I met Tim in Alabama. He said the rapture is not part of the. It's not a word that was in the Bible. You're right, Tim. It's in the Bible. It's called the blessed hope. The rapture. The word of the rapture never appears in the Bible. But you're right. Yeah.
There's a few words that don't appear in the Bible, but you can talk about it and like, okay, this is what it means by like we create the word rapture. Like, okay,
right.
Everybody's supposed to like eventually get taken to a place of safety. So like, yeah, okay, we'll just call it. Well, we won't call it rapture. There's a reason why it's called rapture, but anyway, yeah, we know. Well,
we just put our heads together, brother, and we help each other. We're here to help each other. We're not here to fight and argue and slander and defame. We're here for a very short time. The Bible says we're here. It's like our lives are like a wisp of smoke, here for an instant and then gone forever, right? So why in the world would you want to spend what little time you have in constant turmoil with people? We're here to help each other, man. We're not here to knock each other down and bring each other down. I've never once thought, well, how am I going to defame this guy today? Or how am I going to slander this man today? How am I going to hurt his reputation? Never. I've never done that, and I never will. We are here to help people, and that's what we're doing. This is not our plan to be up here in front of you right now. Never did we think we'd ever have a YouTube channel, but here we are. So we're using this platform to help people, not bring people down and pull the rug out from under them. And
it's kind of like the American military. It's like like you're on the same team, but you have this insider rivalry, which could create competition. But it's like, why? You're on the same team. It's like, no, we're all in this together here. So why are we fighting? Like, why are we fighting?
In the end, we all have to stand and explain every word that's ever come out of our mouth since the age of accountability. That's 12 years old. We have to explain why we said that. And there's going to be some people in the judgment day, bro, they got a lot of explaining to do. So, I'm not a perfect person. I'm a sinner like everyone else in this chat and in this world. But when I face the Lord on judgment day, I won't be getting any punishments for lying to people. I lay my head down on the pillow at night. I sleep like a baby because I know that I've lied to no one and I've sought to hurt no one or defame anyone.
That's what you don't believe.
I don't believe everybody's story out there, but do you see me going out and trying to knock them down off their pedestals or whatever? I don't do that. That's not what I'm about.
Tuck elf, pray, and you will not be what you said. You will be fine. You just
That's
need
right.
to you need to pray and ask for forgiveness if you've done something that you know. Just pray. You'll be fine. I promise you.
Right? You repent of your sin and you will be forgiven. You call on the name of Jesus and he will find you. You knock and the door will be open. So Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. And that's what we all need to realize. We don't come to the Father unless it's through the Son. Right? So he's the way, Puck. And put your problems in God's hands. And everyone else in the chat too. I know we all have problems, right? You put your problems in the Lord's hands and he will take care of it. Thank you, Brother Kevin. You're such a good person, man. And I love you and Dee so much. But put your faith in God. And even to the very end, if you die for God, then you live forever. You're going to live forever anyway, but who wants to live forever in hell, right? No one wants to go to hell. So no, I've never met an angel miss me except for my wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby.
Well, you're welcome, honey.
Wait. Did you raise your hand up to her in a joking fashion
Yeah.
just to joke around and to
Man, that's so ridiculous.
then you really don't love her because you didn't do this jokingly.
You're like other people, Brother Sean.
God
I love
almighty,
my
dude.
wife, and I can't imagine ever losing my wife. So,
Dude,
anybody that feels different than that is just a liar, and you need to get away from them.
Yeah. You hear that, everybody? Got to get a liar and get away from him. That's just ridiculous.
Right.
Just having a good time with your wife.
Right. Love your wife like I love mine. And God puts
No doubt
puts
about
our
it.
wives in our life to make us whole. Without our wives, we're half of what we should be and half of what we could be. Without Latisha, I wouldn't be up here doing all this stuff. I can't do everything, make the videos and run the equipment and all this stuff. It takes, it takes my wife. That's for sure.
Barton knows what side his bread is buttered on. I don't think he would.
That's right. I do, and we all do. The women are put here to make us whole and to be our companions and to love and
Smurfy,
that's
I hit
what
my
I
wife
do.
all the time on the booty, LOL. It's a man's right.
Smurfy.
I love it.
We always have such a good time on these open mic nights. Sean, anything else you want to talk about, brother?
Man, no, we'll talk about some more like stuff later.
Sure.
When we're not having a good time, but I do want to say that I do love these two people. They've been awesome to me. When I first met them, I felt like friends immediately, and I won't ever forget that. I won't ever forget that.
Thanks,
like I literally, like, as soon as I walked into that hotel room and I said, "Is this the Bigfoot people?" Latisha stood up and like, "Yeah, we are." And then I was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" And I brought him with my bottle of liquor, set it down on the table. Walked past, I said like two things to a certain person, then I walked past that person, went to Barton, and Barton was like, "Hey, you want some of my Captain Morgan?" And I was like, "Yo, yeah, dude." And then
no, that was not Captain Morgan.
Sailor Jerry.
Oh, okay. Well, dude, tomato is the same to me.
Right.
It's same to me. It's whatever.
Well,
then I took like 50 pictures of his sword, which is really sharp and is a real sword, by the way. I don't care what anybody says. That's a real sword. I would use that sword to chop off the head of my enemies if I wanted to.
Both my swords are ready for battle. You can believe that. They're not something you hang on the wall and display. They're actually working, usable, practical weapons.
Yeah. And nobody's cosplaying. Somebody was like, "Hey, I feel like I could kill something with this. I'm going to go out there with it and do it." And no one's cosplaying. And you weren't cosplaying. You weren't cosplaying when you were still friends. But now you're cosplaying.
Now I am, yeah. Now you know who knows those swords.
Allow me to be the one to say something, because they won't ever say any shit to me, crap to me. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to cuss on this channel.
It's
they
okay.
won't say anything to me because, obvious reasons. With that being said, please, everybody, if I could ask everybody, a friend of ours has died over the weekend. His name is David from Texas. We have a GoFundMe started. I will post it in Barton's Facebook. If you want to donate, if you can't, you don't have to. But in Barton's channel, I will post the GoFundMe link to funeral costs for David from Texas. Really good friend of mine, awesome guy. I will post the link. If you have a few bucks to spare, whether it be $1 or $100, it's up to you. I understand we're all struggling here. We all can't afford to do shit or stuff. Sorry, Barton.
That's okay, man.
Right.
It's all right. As long as it ain't the F-bomb, they don't really care, you know.
Oh, okay. It's the hard S and and stuff. Okay. Anyway, guys, I love you. I love you guys.
In my Facebook group.
Yes, I will drop the GoFundMe for David from Texas.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you guys. I love you guys.
Go and if you can afford it, please go and donate a little bit. I didn't know David from Texas, but if he's a friend of yours, Sean, then he was a friend of mine, and I regret that I never knew this man.
Paul, if anybody follows Paul Chafin, he was a really good friend of his. Kentucky Dogman Project, Venomous Fringe, Chris Cyrus.
Where can we find him?
They all these things I'm naming out. We all run together in a big pack, whether we all get along or not. But anyway, guys,
right, we all need to stick together. So, and with one of the mods, please drop Sean's link to his group in the chat.
I'll post it. I'll post it. I'll post it in chat. I'll post it into the group.
There you go, brother. Thank you so much for calling in. It's so good to talk to you, man. And we'll have to
love you guys. Again. Next time I call in, we'll talk about my experiences and my family's experiences. It'll be a pretty good show.
It sounds great. I can't wait.
Love you guys.
Every other Wednesday night is call-in night, okay? So
yes, ma'am. And I will see you guys at Michelle and Kyle's wedding.
Yeah.
In October.
Thank you. Oh, he left. Thanks, Sean. Goodbye, Sean. Sean's such a good fella.
He was out, man. He's like, bye. He's
got kids to take care of.
Well, what a fun show tonight, guys. I mean, that was incredibly fun. I love laughing.
Thank you, Brother Hawk. Yeah, laughter really is the best medicine, and there's so little of that going around these days. I mean, there's, Lord have mercy, we all have so many problems and hurdles to overcome, and if you can laugh, if you can get a laugh, then please take it. Don't pass it by. Hawk says, if y'all believe these beings are evil, then why do y'all go look for them? Hawk, my purpose is to expose and reveal. That's what I feel my purpose is, and I don't believe they're all evil. I've talked to some people that have had good experiences with these things, and these things have even prayed with these people. So I don't believe they're all evil, but I do believe that I'm supposed to be out there and I'm supposed to reveal. And the good Lord is showing me so much. I can hardly believe it. But you're right, William. Evil must be exposed and confronted.
Good night, Dustin. I love you, Bubby.
Good night there, Dustin. And Timothy, true God will bless you and keep you safe. You're kind, compassionate, and loving. You're right, brother. We're all here for just a short time. Let's make it count. Let's don't waste time with the negative stuff and trying to hurt people, man. It's just, I mean, take me for example. What does it gain if someone ruins my reputation and sinks this channel? What does it gain the other people? Nothing. I mean, I'm just a hillbilly from Kentucky, and if this was a different time period, I would already have this taken care of, but it's not. It's 2024. So let's all be good to each other, right? Let's help each other. Let's help each other learn and grow and find the truth and the answers. And we want to thank everybody who's donated tonight. We don't ask for donations, but they are very appreciated. We use these donations to bring you better content. It takes money to go places, and it takes money to get things that we need to go out and bring you good videos. And I am starting to get a little bit better at editing.
Now you're going to be a lot better at editing.
Now I'm going to be like an editing whiz.
Ruthie.
Thanks to Sister Trudy. Yes, thank you so much, John. I want to thank each one
wait,
for your
We got a question.
donations.
My
Okay.
condolences. What part of Texas? Does anybody have the answer to what part of Texas David
Yes.
from Texas passed away? Where was he from? Anybody? If anybody can throw that up there for me real quick, we can get that answered real quick.
Okay, we've got a phone call from. Hey, brother.
Hey.
How you doing, Kevin? You're on live with us.
Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, you're on live with us. How you doing, brother?
Well, if it gives a theory of relativity any credence, theory of relativity credence, they're relatively all right.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear you doing all right tonight. How's Dee?
She's just finished eating, so we're just doing the dishes. She's
Well,
fine. She sends her love.
Well,
we send our love
we
back.
send our love back, and thank you for your support of the show, brother.
Absolutely.
You know, we really appreciate you. If not for people like you, we would not be here. It's just that simple.
Dude, my modest contribution is I'm so grateful to be able to help this wonderful program and what y'all are trying to do, because reveal and expose is really, and that's the shame of all the infighting you referred to a while ago, because with the big picture right now, we really can't afford that self-indulgence.
Right. You can't afford to waste time, man. We don't have any time, hardly any time left, I think. And, we need to use it wisely.
Question for you. Pardon me for interrupting.
Sure.
But I'm going to ask and keep forgetting. I haven't had the experiences that so many have had. I had one encounter, and I don't know if it was a Sasquatch or a dogman, but I'll get back to that in a minute. But you remember I told you how with that woman who was gifted medium, and the things that I saw there. And one of the things I forgot to tell you was the manifestations that I saw when she went to trance. It was as clear as looking at a mirror or anything else. It was, and I wasn't under influence of any kind of. But I don't know how that would pertain. I should probably just ask you this off the air. I'm sorry. Now that I think about it.
But that's all right, brother. This was a woman that could shapeshift, right?
Well, she was very. I was the first person that I had a relationship with that was very. I would say she was born again, but she was very into Christ. And the thing that made her different from my experience to this date is that unlike most people who are into Jesus that much, she was also acknowledged other teachers like Buddha, but Christ was, there were pictures of Christ everywhere and books from different perspectives on the great Jesus Christ. And I found that to be, I was very open and very inquisitive. I started off as a little kid, probably 10 years old, reading books of mythology. I was raised Catholic, but I thought that was, at the time for me, was narrow. I needed more. But to answer your question, I don't know if we would call it shapeshifter. I told her about a dream, what people call a prescient dream, where I told her about a guy that I worked with, who I was very close to at the time when, in that part of the South, it was blacks and whites just didn't mix openly very much. And we were very close, and he passed away, and he came to me in a dream. I didn't even know he was passed. And that itself is a story. At the time, I thought that, there's a dream, and at first you don't know. And I said, what am I doing back at work? And why is Casey wearing a three-piece suit? And where's everybody else? And as I thought that in a dream, he turned and looked at me, and I went, oh, my God, this is a dream. Oh, is it? And as he looked at me, his whole face was beaming. I wake up, I get goosebumps everywhere, put on my pants and walk outside my house. And there's a guy walking down the sidewalk, also from where I had been working. I had quit the job. So I hadn't seen the person that I had to dream about in months. But here's a guy walking down the street. I just stopped going to see her class with him a few months before. But it was very unusual for where I live, for black folks to go by themselves, and he said, Mickey, what are you doing here? And before I could answer, I said, that's the strangest thing about KC. He stopped walking. about 10 feet from me, just stared at me. And he said, what was the dream? And I told him what I just told y'all.
Mhm.
And he said, oh my God. And he sits down. And I said, what's wrong? And he looked at me. And I could see it was something. And he said, I don't know how to tell you this, man, because I know you guys are close. And oh no. I said, what happened? He said, well, he went quick. We were working on the road and a shovel was in. He just went face first. And the reason I'm over here today is we were viewing the body. And I just saw him. He's buried in that 3-piece brown suit you just described, the vest, the pocket watch, the whole thing. So when I went out to California, not long after that, I met Muddy Waters, a famous blues musician. I wanted to go to Chicago, but my mother was panicked about me being in that big city. So I went out to California where we had some friends in a much more mellow area, and I ended up having a relationship with this woman who just waited until I moved in to tell me that she was a medium. And when I related the dream to her, she said, I had a feeling about you. And tonight I'm going to show you, demonstrate what my background is. And that night, and we had talked about Christ. She had a book called The Mystical Christ by Nunnelly. She, of course, had the Bible, King James. She had everything. There's so many different spiritual works in that home. She was only 29. I just was about to turn 22. And she sat down that night and turned off all the lights in our little modest apartment. We lived over a garage in the beach back. It was affordable for artist types like myself. And she did this very long and beautiful prayer, very spontaneous and sincere, and went on for a couple of minutes. And when she stopped, and she invoked Father, Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Jesus Christ, saints of all religions, we're here gathered in your name and hope that you will manifest your presence in doing so. And really, the sincerity, if you could, I could feel it, my spirit rising to that occasion because it was such a devout prayer. And within seconds of her last syllable, I noticed the hue and texture of the light in the room changing. And the best way to describe the beginning of this ride was the way you see like heat waves on a summer day, but it was more pronounced than that. And then the next thing I noticed were colors of light sweeping through the room. And I looked over at her. She was sitting at like a 45-degree angle. And I looked directly over at her, and her face and figure took on the appearance of like a negative, like a camera, like a black image with the yellow around it,
Mm-hmm.
And as I continued to stare around the room at her, and I wasn't the least bit nervous or freaked out because the vibe in the room that she set the tone for their prayer was so laden with peace and love, and so I was completely at ease. And as the colors, it was unbelievable, man. I've done hallucinogens and stuff. I had done them at a very young age, both LSD and peyote, and I had, pretty strong dose, but I never saw anything like this. And I was completely straight. The degree of visual manifestation, as these colors became more pronounced, I looked over her, and the image of the negative, like a dark with yellow around, that dissipated. She was back to her normal image, and she's sitting with her eyes shut on the chair. And as I gazed at her face looked like there was a mist around it. And when I used to come on to hallucinogens, I would see people's faces distort. And that's the beauty. I won't bore you with descriptions of that. Everyone who's done hallucinogens knows what I'm talking about. To say it brings luster to the commonplace would be an understatement. But when I looked over at her face, she literally morphed into another image. And the features are just distinct as if you're turning a page, look at another image, turn a page, look at another image. And this image would hold itself for 3 or 4 seconds and morph into another. And they were all women. And they were so beautiful, they didn't look human.
Really?
And at one, oh God, bro. And I didn't, I fell asleep after about 10 minutes. And when she woke me up, I said, how in the heck could I fall asleep? And she smiled. She said, you're being healed. And I looked up at her, and she just put her finger in my lips and said, we'll talk about it in the morning. And of course, the next morning, I checked like Lazarus on crack. Hey, what is happening? I was full of questions. And like a child, I said, can we do this again tonight? And she said, yes, yeah, absolutely. I promised that I would, you know. And she explained that she was a medium from a long line of mediums going back to France, you know, like hundreds of years. And that her own mother was a strict Catholic, and the gift, as she called it, freaked her out. But it didn't freak her out. And she said when I told her the dream, she felt it was really appropriate to share with me. She'd been part of a metaphysical organization, and people came home from the world to talk about loved ones, to ask her questions. But when she found out that the guy that was handling the money was charging the sums for her gift, she freaked out and had a nervous breakdown. When I met her, she had moved from that Long Beach area down to Lagoon, was working as a hostess at a restaurant. So I knew she was sincere, you know. But one of the things I was trying to get to, sorry, typically long-winded manner, is that some of the things we did this every night. Mm-hmm. Some of the things I saw when she went into trance were like gargoyles and werewolves and stuff. And at the time, she asked me why I wasn't, if I was frightened, not why I was. I said no, because of the vibe. And every time she would do this, she'd say a different prayer, and it was always spontaneous, and you could feel it, you know. And as a result, the energy in the room was just, I always felt insulated with love and peace. And I've had friends that told me, warn me about what says in the Bible that mediums I got no intention to start a debate or, you know, so excuse me if I'm imposing on anyone's belief system or taking liberties. I don't mean to.
You know, you're entitled to your own, we're all entitled to our own beliefs and our own opinions. And, you know, we help each other, Kevin. We help each other. That's what we're here to do.
Well, that's why we're here.
Right.
And then people forget that to put God and helping each other first. Everything comes after that. Everything comes after that. Right. We all got to make a living, and, you know, for certain things, laws of gravity stuff, rent, I get it. But, you know, that's what, you know, as advanced as we've become in this Western European part of the world, too many of us forget, you know, that first commandment and what goes with it, you know. And she was a very beautiful person, and we lost track of each other. But I remember she just said to me one time, she said, and we've been, you know, one time we came back from dinner, and I didn't know what ectoplasm really was. There was so much ectoplasm in our bedroom. We came back, and we had like a one bedroom, and we walked in the door from dinner, and there was so much ectoplasm we thought the place was on fire. And I ran to the phone and called the fire department. And as I was giving the address, she yanked the phone out of my hand and said, "Really sorry, this isn't a prank. We just made a really, you know, bad mistake." And it took her a minute to get them to cool out. And and she hung up the phone, was laughing. And I said, "Hey, you know, tell me so, you know, I will, because I got a great sense of humor." And she said, "It's ectoplasm. We've been doing this every night." I'm surprised. I said, "Well, what's that?" She said, "I thought you said that you had studied occult." I said, "You're not superficial, you know, enough to know that's not where I wanted to go, but I know I've read the word, but I really don't know what it means." And she said, "Well, it's a substance that manifests when mediums go into trance. A lot of times it comes off of their fingertips or out of their mouth." And I'd never seen any of that. I'd seen everything but that, watching her, of which I've shared with you the tip of the proverbial iceberg. But it was gained with me a sense of wonder that, you know, but the point of it is, I'm getting at, is that there are these incredible, horrific images I saw that were totally, I didn't have any feeling of fear. And at one point, she just said to me, I promised you and myself that I would do this every night, you know, but you're not going to grow spiritually just watching phenomena any more than you can take, you know, drugs that, you know, promise enlightenment, but you can't get there. You have to earn that. You can get glimpses into the divine, but we're supposed to earn that. And I said, "Well, I'm not exactly Mother Teresa, you know. I mean, how do I work at that, you know?" She said, "Well, you're a good person. You know, most people are basically good. We come from the Father. You know, the choices we make, our free will, is what defines us, you know. But I want you to learn how to meditate," because she was very to Christ. But the difference in her and other people that have been born again Christians that who are my dear friends is that she was really in a specific type of meditation that was really Eastern. So, you know, that was, you know, some of what my experience was with her. And that dream was the first of many dreams like it I've had throughout the course of my life. And
Right. That's amazing,
Just powerful.
brother. It's amazing that
Pardon
she
me?
could. It's amazing that she could change her face into so many different.
Well, you know what? I asked her what that was, and she goes, "What did you think it was? What's your gut tell you?" I said, "I felt like you were tuning into other mediums when you were going, but why would they all be so beautiful?" And she just smiled. She said, "I don't know." She says, "I'm completely out. I'm not here when that's going on." But yeah, they didn't look in. They're just, you know, God knows I love women, but I mean, whoa, Lord, I couldn't believe the perfection of form and the diversity of the beauty I was seeing as image after image would morph into. And it's enough of the other things, the gargoyles and werewolf-like creatures that would manifest in the room. And, you know, you can imagine trying to shoot that. I just moved to this new town, you know, and I'm filled with all the enthusiasm and passion that we all have at that age. And you're just aching to share your journey with someone, and most of us, our journey is just beginning. But anyway, that's just some of what, you know, at the beginning of my journey, and those prescient dreams that have happened to me ever since. None of which I can take to the racetrack, of course, but they're always really potent, and I always feel very grateful. You know.
Right.
Thanks for letting me share. You know.
Oh, you're welcome, brother. Thanks for calling in, and
Absolutely.
yeah, thanks for sharing that with everybody. That is an interesting story for sure.
Well, thank you. I
Good
love
night,
you all.
Truth
I'm
Walker.
I'm sorry, Latisha.
Oh, I was saying good night to somebody. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm calling y'all probably over.
No, that's okay, brother. Yeah, we appreciate you calling in, and you and I will talk again very soon. You tell Dee we love her, okay? We love you too.
Absolutely. She told me to send her love. She should be walking here in a minute, but yeah, we'll chat. If not tonight, tomorrow, I guess the next day.
Sure. I'm off for 11 days, man. Just call me whenever you feel like talking.
Oh, well, that's already a done deal.
Okay, brother.
All right, y'all.
All right. Good night. Good night. Much love, and thank you for calling in.
And good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Thanks, bro.
Good night. Thank you.
Let's go through our stored comments.
Yeah, that was Kevin. He's such a good guy. So smart. When he's on our prayer list too, he's been having some health problems. So everybody, please remember him in your prayers, and everyone that we've asked you to pray for, please remember them in your prayers. Okay, honey. So
we're going to say thank you, and then we're going to get out of here for the night. We've gone over about 9 minutes already, so we apologize. Timothy,
thank you guys for sticking around. Thanks, Timothy. Well, I call you Tim when I met you in Alabama. Thanks, Tim. We appreciate you.
Hawk, please pray for the childhood drama to end. There is no need for all these lies to continue from some. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brother Hawk, and we pray for that. So hopefully it ends and everybody gets on with their lives and start acting like adults and not children.
Kevin Murphy, thank you so much for the memberships.
Yes, thank you, bro.
Kevin Murphy, thank you for the super sticker. Kevin Murphy, thank you for the super sticker. Fisher of Spam, the Night's Watch, thank you so much. Thanks for all you do.
Yes, you're welcome, brother, and thank you.
Absolutely.
And I'll be talking to you soon,
too. For the Inhumanoid memberships, we truly appreciate
thank you,
that.
Hawk.
Timothy Rones, member for 1 month, sent a super sticker. Hope you got it. For some reason, I can't post in the chat. Oh no.
Well, it's the thought that counts, brother. So thank you anyway. If we did or didn't get it.
Show. Oh, Barton is a newcomer. Do not believe any of the lies.
Not a newcomer, honey. Don't read so fast.
Sorry. Not a newcomer. Do not believe any of the lies that are spewing from their pie holes.
Yeah, thanks for saying that, Hawk.
Thank you, Hawk. We appreciate that.
I've been here in the public forum for 20 years, and I've been researching this stuff for 40 years now, and experiencing it for over 50. So it gives me a big head start on a lot of people.
Hawk, $5. Just for the hell of it. When I come down, I'm bringing you a gift for you.
Yeah.
I can't wait. That's awesome. Hawk, one size fits all, so they stretch down below. $5.
Okay, you say so.
Hawk, haven't been back fishing since I got 8 fed chiggers, and I love to fish. We do too.
The chiggers are terrible, man.
Oh my goodness.
They're straight from Satan.
We have a question here. Who is your band?
My band was.
What was your band?
My band was called Attack. ATTAK. And it was heavy metal, right?
Absolutely.
80s heavy metal.
It was a great band.
Well, thank you, honey. I appreciate that.
Hawk gives it 10. Oh, thank you, Hawk.
Thanks
Appreciate
again,
that.
Hawk.
The memberships. Kevin Murphy again, $20 super sticker. James
Thank you,
Fedke.
Kev. Appreciate you, man.
Happy
Appreciate you,
vacation,
James.
Bart. You deserve.
Thank you, bro.
William Bays, Barton. What is the evidence you saw of the little people?
Evidence I saw the little people, Brother William, quickly was 2 pygmy flints that were tiny, tiny flints, way too small to be made by a regular sized human hand. The pressure flaking and the percussion flaking was so minuscule that I had to look through a magnifying glass to appreciate it. And unfortunately, they got lost back in the 80s through a series of unfortunate events. And if I could only kept those things, I could actually probably prove the existence of little people today. So that's a huge regret on my part. I also saw one footprint that was about the size of a doll, like a doll that you'd buy your grandchildren, grandkids or something, and just one print there, not 2, just one. And that was close to the spot where we found one of the pygmy flints. So that's the Reader's Digest condensed version, brother. It's in my book. Yeah, I have written about that.
Cryptic Crystal says our chiggers. Here, let me just show it.
Thank you, James, for your $10 donation.
Right.
I appreciate you, brother. Chiggers a southern thing. Are they active during certain seasons? Yes. Definitely active until the first frost. Does regular bug spray keep them off? Supposed to, yes.
But it doesn't. You have to buy Sawyer's to keep the chiggers off. Sawyer's spray. In a yellow and black can. It is deadly to cats, not to dogs. Keep it off your skin. Put it on your clothes, very thick, around your boots, around your pant legs, around your waist, and you'll be pretty good. But regular bug spray, yeah, I would say not so.
Yeah, not so effective
on them.
Clough asked, "What was your style in singing, Barton? AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Dio." We covered all those, bro. We covered everything that. We'd go to the shows, the local shows, and watch the local bands, and if they could do a song, we wouldn't do it. We would only do the songs that other people would not attempt, like Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner by Iron Maiden. But my own style was my own, really. You ever heard of a band called Crimson Glory? That was who I sounded like the most. In fact, I first got that album and I put it in the cassette player, and everybody was like, "Is that you? That's you singing that?" I'm like, "No, that's not me." But that was my style. Yeah, Crimson Glory was in the style of Queensryche, right? So yeah.
William Bays says they're getting so thick in numbers, they're easier to witness now. I think they want people to know they exist.
They do. This is the time of reveal. The great reveal on everything. Everything that's hidden is coming to light. That's what Revelations is all about, you know.
Home is where the heart is. How about movies like Predator? Do you think that's predictive programming with the cloaking ability?
As far as aliens from outer space and other planets, no. Demonic aliens that can cloak, or demonic beings, not aliens, yes.
William Bay says, how about one footprint in the snow and then within 40 feet in any direction?
Right. How about that? How you explain that, brother? Yes, there's only one way to explain it, unless you have wings and you can fly away.
Right. James Alito, thank you so much. Good night, everyone. Have a great night. We appreciate your donation.
Yes, thank you so much.
William, I found one print in the middle of a muddy field. Only tracks coming to the print were mine.
There you go.
We hear about that a lot.
I heard that so many times, man. It's
Rob S. says, Barton, have you ever heard mine speak?
No, myself, I've never heard it, but I've talked to many people who have, including Ray Bibbert, and I believe him 100%.
Mango McDee's, could there be such a thing as sky creatures?
Yes. These demons can appear as anything they wish. They can take any form they want, whether it's a UFO or a dragon or a Bigfoot. It doesn't matter. Hawk.
Kevin Murphy, thank you for the $2 super sticker.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you, brother.
We're not done, baby.
We're not done yet.
Scott B, thank you for the $10 super sticker. We appreciate you. Hawk, $5 super chat. If y'all believe, we've already answered that question, but thank you so much for that.
Thank you,
Hawk.
bro.
Kevin Murphy again, gifted Inhumanoid's membership.
Thank
James
you, Kev.
Stokey, more point hunting videos would be awesome if possible. We'll absolutely going to be adding some more to the show.
Right.
Um,
That's what we do, man. It's what we get our happiness from, is being out in the nature and picking up those points.
I kind of put a damper on that this season for us whenever I nearly broke my ankle a while back while on a camping trip. So I kind of put a damper on that this year. We was able to get out a few times, but as it's cooling off, we'll be getting out there more. So just hang in there.
Definitely.
And we'll get you some shows. So, Hawk, all I ask, Bart, is please don't ever have a show that goes more than 2 hours. I don't know how people come in live hours.
Lord have mercy, me neither, brother. How do they do a 7-hour show? I don't know. I can't talk that long.
Hey, Justin, thank you so much for that. Appreciate
thank you, Justin.
More than you ever know.
We appreciate everybody more than you ever know.
And
And
the live stream and make sure I didn't miss anybody. I think Justin was okay. Everybody's saying good night. We're gonna say our good night. Say what you need to say.
I just want to say
Much love to everybody.
When troubled times happen, and they're going to happen to everybody, don't be scared. Be prepared. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes through the Father except through Him. So put your faith in Him and trust in Him, and you'll be all right. I want to thank everybody that's showed up tonight to spend some time with us. We love you guys. You're so awesome. If not for you, we would not be doing this. You know, thank you, Tim.
We're gonna get that up there real quick.
Thanks so much, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
You guys are really just so wonderful. You know, everybody says this. We have the best audience on YouTube. Well, you know, I think that too. We might not have 500 or 600 people in here, but the people we have in here are all quality people, and they're all real people. And we love each and every one of you guys. So thank you for being in here, spending some time with us, and hope you have a good night. Hopefully we'll see everyone here again next Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central. So be nice to each other, take care of each other, and be safe. God bless each and every one of you.
Outro with the intro. Love you guys. Good night.
Good night.